Welcome to PPR podcast number 137. 137. It's brought to you by the San Diego Strike Force, which means Burt Grossman is riding shotgun. He's actually the star of the podcast. My name is Paul. Could you introduce the person who's in the hot seat?
I will. Carson Howard from El Camino High School, quarterback and
Silver Pigskin fan vote finalists. How does that? That has a little ring to it, does it not?
Yeah, it sounds good. I like that sound. That's something I've been dreaming of.
When you started this season, did you think that you might be on the podium?
Well, it's been one of my dreams of mine since last year, going into last year, and again into this year. So, I was always hoping there, always working towards that, working towards winning, and it comes as a byproduct of winning.
Carson, do kids go to school anymore? Because I see you're home again. It's the middle of the morning. Like, you know how many times kids come on here and are doing it from their house?
I went to school I had a community college class in my first period, and then I had an art class my second period, so I came home to do this. Because I didn't trust the school Wi-Fi.
See, that's dedication, young man.
I got a question.
No, go ahead.
So, Carson, will you be in attendance for the Granite Hills Carlsbad game on Thursday night since you'll be off?
Nah. Focused on Cathedral. There's the Carlsbad, they're close to us, but our game's Cathedral this week, and that's what I'm focused on. Rather get better for them.
You ban if we pretend, because I do my betting. This is like DraftKings. Pretend it's DraftKings. Who are you taking in that game, and what's the point spread?
Which game? You can't bet on his own game. You're talking about
Carlsbad, Granite Hills.
All right, DraftKings. That one we'll let you bet on.
I got Carlsbad because I don't really know Granite Hills that much. So probably Carlsbad plus or minus 6, or I don't know how the betting odds work.
You know how it is. You went from -6. All right. You know how it works. All right.
I don't know how to.
All right, I'm going to book that bet for you. I'm going to take Granite Hills plus 6.
All right.
But why would you go to the game? Just
it's Thursday night. You're close.
Yeah,
I would go to that game.
I'd rather be rested up for the game.
It's not a raid. What do you think he's going to do there? He's just going to watch a game.
Well, hey, let me ask you a question. You're a young guy, and I know you're into the X's and O's. You have to be as a quarterback. But at a game, when you're watching a game, be it on TV, do you watch it like a potato like me and kind of just appreciate it at a 101 level? Or are you looking at are you looking at coverages and blocking assignments, and are you appreciating the game at a 301 level?
Well, I think it depends why you're watching the game. So, for me, I went to the Cathedral versus Ramona game, and for that, I was watching both their defenses and how they reacted to different formation stuff. But if I'm just watching a game that for someone we're not going to play, I'll just be I'll watch and appreciate their offense and different schemes they have on offense, and if we have similar stuff to them, or if there's anything we could take from them to improve us.
So when you're watching, because I'm always curious of this, because high school's come so far since we played, it's not even in the same realm. So when you're watching the NFL game or the Chargers-Jets last night, are you able pretty much to tell what's going on in the tree route and the coverage?
Well, yeah, because it's a little different in NFL and college, because in high school, there's some teams that will roll into different coverages, but in NFL, you're never going to be able to trust what they start in because they're probably going to switch to something different. So it's watching stuff like that is different. It's different in high school.
All right, can I ask one NFL-related question?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
It can't be Vikings, though.
I want to ask, as a quarterback who knows your system inside and out, were you as impressed as I was Sunday at a guy who walked into a NFL camp, had 4 days to learn where his locker was, and play an NFL game and win it? I mean, can you tell the people how difficult that must have been?
Yeah, Josh Dobbs going into a new system like that is crazy. For 4 days, learning the entire playbook, knowing your reads, who you have to read on certain plays, knowing the audibles, and then winning the game with 2 touchdowns it's unheard of, to be honest.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, who's done it before? I guess the guy former Oklahoma guy, Mayfield, or what is it?
Ryan Leaf? I don't know.
No, Mayfield did it with on a
Baker
short.
Mayfield?
I think Baker Mayfield did
Well, that
something
should
similar.
tell you it's not that hard of accomplishment, though.
Well,
Baker Mayfield did it.
I mean, there's, in your view, because a lot of people look at the football as this real sophisticated X and O's, and it's a chessboard out there, and then it can be reduced to a playground, can it not? Like Dobbs did on Sunday. Which game do you prefer? The sophisticated one, or the one where, hey, go down by the fire hydrant, cut over there, and hopefully, the guy will run into the oak tree?
You know, sometimes you got to make plays out of nothing, and it's going to be outside the system. You got to practice for that. So, like, you could describe it as making plays out of nothing, but you knew you were going to have to make a play like that when you're training in the offseason. You practice for that. So,
hey, so I went to, I mean, I've seen 2 of your games, Carlsbad, and I also saw LCC, and both times you faced kind of this vicious pass rush. I mean, is that, because, I mean, it's hard to say with stats. Like, you see some guys that sit back there and they can go through 3 progressions and they're not playing the same schedule. And I remember watching a game, and literally both games, it seemed like you had a split second before your eyes kind of had to drop, at least to get away, and then go back up. How difficult is that? Because like I said, when we played, you once your eyes drop, you were gone. But you guys tend to focus them back up and look again. Is that really that difficult? Well, I know it's that difficult, but when that rush comes, or how do you adjust to that in a game?
yeah, when you play good defenses like in the Avocado League, like La Costa, Torrey, Carlsbad, Mission Hills, all of them, you know, you have to be able to be prepared to move outside the pocket, get the ball out of the pocket, or just run the ball, get some yards when you can. So it is difficult sometimes thinking you're going to run and you see the open guy and passing it. And sometimes you make the wrong decision, but you just have to live with that.
Let's talk about the Avocado League. When I came to town, that was considered the preeminent conference. In your view, I'm sure you're biased, is it still that case?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Why?
You know, Western League has great competition, great teams, but I think overall, if you see the Division I, all the top 4 is from Avocado League. Western League, they have Lincoln in the Open, and then Carlsbad in the Open from Avocado too. So I feel like overall, we're probably more balanced and higher than they are.
I'd have to agree with him. I think everybody in the Avocado has a first-round bye, don't they? Nobody played in the first round, did they?
Yeah, everybody.
I'm not counting them because it's their first year. So are you guys still, I mean, I know Oceanside is in a different league now, but is that still considered your rival, or is it an Avocado rivalry now?
Well, the last 2-3 years, it wasn't as much of a rivalry, but, you know, going into that week, they could be 0-10 or 9 like they were last year, and our coaches were like, if they win this game, it's the city championship. That's all that can matter. That can make their entire season. So, you know, you still have to go into a game even if you're not as rival with them. But in Avocado League, I don't really like La Costa that much just because, like, over the years, never really messed with them at all. So them, maybe Mission Hills, and all of them are tough competition, to be honest. So all of them.
Yeah, what's the
Well,
game?
I agree with him because you remember we went to La Costa Canyon. It was $4 for a can of Diet Coke. I don't like them either. I'm just saying.
Hey, it's a tough economy out there. But I'm just trying to think what you like. You always have. What's your homecoming game in the Avocado League? I mean.
Poway now, but
well, but they were
y'all can't
undefeated a year
schedule them,
ago.
yeah. No, yeah, I don't
They
know.
got-
Like I said, they all have buys, and they're all. I think they're all top 10 or been in top 10 this year.
Young man, can you talk a little bit about the task ahead, about the next ball game?
Cathedral, you know, it's Cathedral. You know the name. Everybody knows the name. They're a good team. We're going to have to practice our butts off like we were last week, like we are this week. Prepare for them because they're going to come out and do some stuff that we haven't seen yet. Jack's just running around, throwing the ball up to number 11. Saw that at the Ramona game. Got to prepare for that on defense. And for offense, we got to finish our drive, score every drive.
Yeah, Cathedral's, I mean, because we used to watch Cathedral. We've been doing this since you were in grade school, yeah. And Cathedral was always this, like, machine that you saw the same Cathedral every single week. And Cathedral's still talented, but it's almost, they're becoming consistent where in 1 week they can beat anybody, and next week they'll lose to anybody. So that's kind of the difference, I think, in Cathedral this year, but I don't think anybody takes Cathedral lightly by any stretch of the imagination.
It's the strength of the name. Talk about your coach a little bit. What makes what makes Michael special?
He's a great motivator. He knows exactly what to say to get you hyped up for every moment. You could be down 20 at half, but he's going to give you a speech that will make you feel like you're going to go up 30 on them. So I feel like that's a great part of what he does.
That's a good point, because when we did your LCC game, I swore I was picking LCC like the whole time. Then he came down to interview with us and talked to me for like 5 minutes and convinced me to change my mind on TV, and then I picked you guys and you won. But exactly, he just sat there and in 5 minutes he was so positive, so sure, he sold me on it. Unlike Bo Furtag, who sold me on Modern Day, which is a whole different story.
He has a steely toughness to him. He's, smiley guy on the outside. but I'm going to bet he's a real bastard at practice. I mean, is he a Mr. Nice Guy at practice too?
Yeah, sometimes there's a different bag. So sometimes he brings the speaker down and we're getting excited, and then someone drops a pass or I miss a pass and it's speaker off. We're either running or we're running the play again and he's yelling at us. But I think that's all part of getting better and improving. So
sure.
I like it.
Yeah, well, you got to have something. I mean, you guys are physically just some teams when they just watch more of them, they look like they hurt. You know what I mean? It hurts to play them.
Yeah.
It just there's every tackle is going to be there's going to be a little extra on it. There's every block's going to have a little. You guys are. Here's another way to describe it. You look like a real physical ball team.
Yeah, that starts from the offensive linemen. I think we have a great offensive line, great defensive line, really physical players, and we, weightlifting in the offseason. We have a great weightlifting program, and I appreciate all the coaches for getting us in there. So,
is that the community? Or is that coaching? How does that? What's in the water? I mean, why is it? Some programs are more finesse oriented. You guys look like you're more of a 4 yards and a cloud of dust offense or team.
Yeah, I think it's coming up from youth. We all play. A lot of us play together. A lot of us are homegrown from most side. No transfers or anything. So we know what we have to do. We know who we are. We know our identity. We're strong. We're a tough team, and that's how we're going to win games.
All right, what's your I'm going to guess your favorite win in high school so far. Helix last year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
By far, or you got a secondary one? LCC this year had to be up there too.
Lacoste, it was up there. I feel like that game, the score was closer than what it was because we, one of their touchdowns, they got a punt return to the 5-yard line and scored off of that, and then the other one was 4th and 1, a post over the top on blown coverage. So I feel like that made the score closer to what it was. I hope we can get them back, but yeah.
Yeah, that was. I did the halftime interview on that with Hobbs, and I remember saying, "Why does it feel like you should be up by 21 points right now?" And you weren't at halftime. And that was one of the questions. It did feel that way.
What's your worst loss?
This year has to be.
Or what's the one that sticks in your craw the most right now over the course of your career? If you could have it back.
Last year was the first game against Mission Hills because it was. I think it was 7-0. We were losing at half, and we were driving down. We were on the 1-yard line, and I'm stupid, so I tried to jump over the line on a QB sneak. I reached the ball out, and I fumbled. And that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. It was terrible. And I just felt like that entire game was on me.
I remember earlier in this year, everybody thought it was a big deal when you lost to Torrey Pines, but that was before they realized how good Torrey Pines was, 5 or 6 games ago. I think that was a shock at everybody, but Torrey had lost the first 2 or 3 games. Yeah, but then everybody realized how good Torrey actually is, and then it became not a bad loss after all.
Yeah, we were similar like that. We thought they weren't going to be as good just because they lost to a lot of teams in the beginning. So we came into that week with terrible practices. We thought we were so good because we were beating up on lower division teams, and that game really woke us up, and I think it prepared us for LCC. And I hope we can get Torrey back too.
Oh, you might see him again, right?
Yeah, I hope so. But we got to win this week. So
how good is that Kade Wilken kid?
Oh my God!
Talk about him.
He's good, but he's also a cool guy. I think later he had 2 or 3 sacks on me in the strip sack. I got to hold the ball better, but later in the game he got a roughing the passer, and he was I was a quarterback once too. That is not roughing the passer. And we were just at the end of the game we were just chopping it up. He was a pretty cool guy, and I think. He's similar to John Class from Mission Hills. John's pretty cool too. I thought he was talking trash to me, so I started talking back. But then it was he was trying to be nice, and I was like, "Oh, my bad, bro." He's a cool guy.
Everything's rough in the passer now. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you guys are the most protected species on the planet.
I know.
Yeah.
You breathe on you funny. 15 yards for a bad breath. Hey, we're having Jonathan on the show Friday. What should I ask him about?
How he stays so positive mid-game. It's crazy because he would barely miss me and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you next time," and then he would get me next time and it would hurt. So that was hard, especially last year in the playoffs. I think he sacked me 3 times, and that was a hard game for me.
Those guys would be. Can you imagine having both those guys in the same team?
Yeah.
Well, all right, if you could only have one, which one would you pick? Oh, this is a tough one. Be careful.
Ooh, I don't know, because Kade did really good against me this year, and John did really good against me last year. But we prepared really well for John. We tried to put doubles to his side, and then we double teamed him once, and then our running back demonstrator got backed up into my elbow as I threw it. And he's just like, he doesn't look that big, but then when he's in your face, it's huge. So I think based off last year and this year, I think I got to go with John. But if I play Kade again, it might change.
Yeah, whoever you got to face.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting insight.
Yeah.
I need your permission to run that. I'm going to run that little clip right there. Run that little clip.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
So you were in studio Friday night.
Yeah, that was cool.
I noticed you got a picture. I noticed you got a picture with Paul, and you didn't even ask me, but that's cool.
Well, which one's going to have value afterwards?
You probably, because you're going to die quicker.
Yeah,
But
Paul's going on his tiptoes. I'm telling him to get down. I saw him do it with Dave. I was trying to hold him down, but he wouldn't go down, so I had to go up.
Yeah, he always does that. Don't worry. I'm surprised he didn't pull the box out. He usually stands on a box or a bucket. It's
I'm
okay.
tired of looking like some, like.
I swear,
I'm a
every
big
week
guy.
we come in here and I sit in the corner like I'm in detention or like a dunce cap on.
No, I saw that.
No one ever
You were
asks.
And you're the NFL guy.
I know. No one even asks.
Yeah, I need another one. I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need it.
No, I'm not doing it.
What does that all mean to you? I mean, are you looking forward? Because I know the football thing. That's what's most important. But on that Tuesday, assuming you might even still be playing for,
Hopefully.
hopefully, but getting the, I guess. I was noticing it. I think it means more to your mom and dad than it probably does to you. Do I have that right? They seem more excited about it than you did.
They didn't take a picture of me either. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm definitely very excited for it. It's a great honor to be recognized for Silver Pigskin and for the Offensive Player of the Year. I'm very blessed to have that. I'm very thankful for it. I think they were very excited for it too. I just didn't show the emotion that well just because I was like a little nervous about being on TV, and I kind of blew the interview. I looked a little awkward. All my friends told me it was kind of bad, but
that's not true.
Again,
it's an awkward, to be standing there. And just that's not true. I would tell you if I thought you blew it. I thought you did great.
He's the expert on awkward.
Yeah,
trust me.
no one. What made it awkward was me. Yeah, I'm just.
Can I give him a little advice?
Sure.
And it shouldn't come from me because I'm the worst person ever at this, but so DiMaggio Jones coaches at Helix, all right, and he was up for the Silver Pigskin, and that was 20 years ago, and Paul still pulls up his pictures about his outfit he wore that night. So you have like 3 weeks to decide what you're going to wear, and it lives forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever.
I'm gonna come looking right. I'm gonna get something right.
But what you think looks right today might not in 20 years. Just know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get something that's gonna live through the years. But sometimes it's hard to do that. But I'll just try to look my best.
Because DiMaggio had on like FUBU and Lokes, and he thought it was good then. But make sure your outfit ages well.
Yes, you go with the classics.
You might be coaching El Camino head coach one day, and you come on there, and he will pull that clip.
I won't even be alive.
I know.
I won't even be alive, or I certainly won't have my teeth. But that's great advice. What do I?
And don't look at my outfit because mine's always the worst.
So what is your football future after whenever you play your last game? Do you have plans to keep playing?
Yeah, I want to keep playing. I've talked to a couple of schools, but nothing like crazy right now. So I might just go the JUCO route, go to Palomar, try to get an offer from there. Or if not, maybe I'll get one this year. We'll see. Trying to do my best every game to win games.
Well, I mean, what you have is you certainly. I was just watching you warm up, man. You got a nice. I mean.
Yeah, but I don't think people realize how big you are.
Yeah,
you're like 6'3", 6'4".
You're a big dude, and the ball kind of flies off your club.
How tall are you? You're 6'3" at least, right?
I'll say 6'2" on the podcast, but if we're being honest, probably closer to 6'1" and 3/4. But
that's all right.
Yeah, I wish I was 6'3". That'd be cool.
That's still
You're
a foot.
6'2" in cleats.
That's still a foot taller than Kyler Murray.
The ball comes out of your hand nicely. I mean, you throw a tight spiral. Is that something you've been able to do, or is that something you crafted over time?
Over time, I've been working with quarterback coaches, Danny Hernandez from LA, Jose Moeller, Left Coast Athletic. Been working with him a lot. With my new offensive coordinator, Coach Joe Palpao. He's great. Love to have him here now. So that's helped a lot during the season.
What's the best coaching tip you've received over the years?
To rotate my hips more. I feel like even now, I don't rotate my hips as much as someone like Julian or Rylan who have really, really good form. And I want to try and improve my form because a lot of times I'm just out there like throwing the ball with terrible form, but hopefully it gets there.
So is that the
Dak
Prescott thing? You see that?
Yeah.
I don't
You're
have
doing
any.
great.
All right. And now the correction, the best coaching tip you've ever got is your Gala outfit from me. Trust me. That's the best tip.
Yeah. For sure.
Are you all right?
Thank you.
Will you take a picture with me after this?
No, so that's what that's about, right? When you're talking about rotating your hips?
Yeah, that. It's like,
Do you do that warm-up that he does?
I hope not.
yeah, not exactly that, but it's something similar to that. Something like that, yeah.
You got a clip of that you can send us just for this? Are you doing that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I used to throw, like, left coach put me on this, throw, like, tennis rackets instead of throwing a football because it gets your arm motion in the right place when you want your hip motion to be. And then working with Danny, he has, like, because baseball players are pretty similar. When they hit the baseball, they have to rotate their hips first, and then it's like the arms are trailing behind it. And I think that's also a really good drill that I've done before.
Hey, when you do the quarterback coach and the quarterback gurus, do you guys spend a lot of time, like, do they show you, like, put film on and show you how to break down film and coverages and other stuff, or is it just mostly on the field work?
Mostly on the field work. Last year, I did a couple of times with that with left coast, and I think that helped me, like, improve my mental side of the game. And I do that with my coaches, with Coach Opapa and with Hobbs. They help me understand the mental side of the game more, like understanding coverages and rotations and stuff like that.
How much you could miss it? The high school experience. Are you more excited about? Has it been long enough, and now you're ready for new adventures?
I'm excited for where I'm at right now. I'm blessed to where my feet are right now, but you always have to look forward to plan ahead. And I'm kind of like a mixed bag right now because there isn't 100% certainty where I'm going, like some other people that are already committed. So, but I'm trying to live in the present and do my best every day, be my best person every day.
Speak to that a little bit. That's kind of the downside of social media. Every time you see, oh, I'm so proud to announce my third offer.
Yeah.
And you're a quality football player. But the sad fact is there's just there's 1,000 quality football players out there, and some become the athlete du jour. Others sometimes slip through the cracks. And is there that fear in the back of your mind of, I don't want to be that guy who could play but somehow slip through?
Yeah. Well, it has to be because that's kind of motivating you to get better every day, motivating you to play better. It's hard when you see a player get an offer or something. You're like, I was just throwing with you. I know I'm better at throwing than you. I know I have better film than you, but it's like sometimes you can't control that. You got to control what you control, and what I can control is being my best player every day in every game.
A couple impressive performances in the postseason certainly would help, right?
Yeah, definitely would, and that's where we're going for. Hopefully have a good game against Cathedral that leads us to a win, because that's the most important thing. Even if I have a terrible game, if we win, that's all I want. I want the win. I want to keep winning.
How much time you got left? Because young man at school. You always do this, kids. You don't respect your school time. And a lot of them become ineligible simply because of this podcast.
I want you to know it all happened organically. I ran into you. We were sitting in the end zone, and actually cool. What put you on our radar was your Blue Hat interview when we did.
Oh my God! Is there any way I could wear that to the Gala? That hat is so nice. Oh,
you are not taking my advice on the Gala. You obviously didn't take my advice.
Okay, I think in 20 years, a big blue hat was
that's going to age. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Being that you asked first, I think we can make that happen. You can't keep it though. That hat costs us $1.50.
All right. I was about to, as a joke, I was going to get like a random hat and then just like write PPR on it.
No. Joke, we'll let you walk the line with the big one. You just got to give it back. All right. Last piece for the youngsters, the 16 and unders that are watching this right now. Talk to them. What's your advice?
Yeah, well, all the youth people playing football right now, enjoy where you're at, because where I was at, I didn't think I would get here this fast. Like playing Warriors with my homies, losing to Bonita every year, I'm kind of hurt every single year we get blown out by them. But enjoy the losses too, because it's all part of growing.
Don't worry, none of those kids lived in Bonita. Don't worry
I
about
know
that.
they did it.
Yeah,
I know they did it because they would have new kids.
yeah,
every
they're
year.
coming out from LA. Yeah, I'm like, you don't live. I live in Bonita, and I was like, I've never seen one of these kids in the store with the bones.
Yeah, and then you see all of them. They're all at the best schools right now: Helix, Madison, Lincoln, all those places. Yeah.
Well, we do have our own little version of the portal.
Yeah, we do.
At the high school. Are you a neighborhood kid?
Yeah, I grew up in Oceanside, and I've always lived here my whole life. I love the Oceanside feel. Probably want to live here when I'm older. So, yeah.
Well, kudos to you, because I think the kids that stay in the neighborhood, back then, back in the 70s, you didn't have a choice, but now...
I left the neighborhood.
You went to a private school because you got kicked out of the public school, right?
You don't have to say all that, but yeah, that's basically it. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I had that expunged. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Lower Marion, I hate you.
That's Kobe school.
Yeah.
You went to school with Kobe school?
So I got kicked out, as you pointed out. Yeah, I did.
Carson, I'll be in touch. Your life's you're gonna hate me in the next couple weeks because there's gonna be 1,000 emails. Just understand it's panic. We're trying to put this party together and cover football here in town, and we're gonna make your life hell for about 2 weeks. But then you'll never hear from us for a while until you start doing stuff, and then we need you to talk about the show.
All right.
All right, young man, you're a cool young man, and we certainly appreciate you making time for us.
Thank you.
Everybody, the PPR Podcast 137 is now concluded. Turn off the machines.